Jen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody who seems to be determined to make things worse than they already are. If this is somebody that you have apologized to, you may have been a little bit taken aback by their response. Maybe they seemed not ready to end the argument, like they wanted to keep going at you and finding things that they could complain about. This could be somebody who had already accepted an apology and then you find out that they're still talking about you behind your back. So this could be a friend or a partner or an ex, maybe even a family member. But there's been a false attempt or a kind of rushed attempt at smoothing things over or burying the hatchet, and that has not worked. Somebody is still interested in finding ways to mess with you. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box along with more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. I think we shall start with... We're going to start with the Prisma Visions. Gotta get all the cards though. There we go. What else do we have about this person who just might be a little bit petty? The Chariot. The Three of Pentacles in the reverse, and Strength. So we have somebody who feels like maybe it's time to disassociate with someone. The Chariot makes me feel like there is an argument that went from, 0 to 60 or took off, escalated very quickly. But the Strength card is because someone else within this argument is realizing maybe being quiet or maybe just like not engaging is the right answer. Because someone is getting a little bit yelly, screaming, throwing a little bit of a hissy fit. We have Illumination in the reverse and the Knight of Swords. So I feel like we've got someone who is interested in using information or, gossip to make things more difficult for you. So I do think there's someone talking behind your back, and I do feel like they're trying to make you out to be the problem. Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. The thing is, it's a lot of work for this person to lie about you. This is like, let's just pretend this was somebody who's trying to tell everyone in your community that your favorite color is yellow. And all of these people have already seen you dressed head to toe in blue. They know that your favorite color is blue. When people know something about you because you've demonstrated it over time, it's really difficult to get them to believe something else, especially when it's not right in front of their eyes, especially when it's just gossip, right? Hello, Greg, or Gregory, how are you doing? Hello, Jazza. How are you? Thank you. Hello, Swayze. What's up? I'm not sure what the jit is, but my name is Carmen. You can call me Carmen. Hello, Scott. Hello, Kumar. Hello, Kyle. Yeah, no, that's not really a thing. Oh, thank you. How's it going? How am I going to say this? Prithvraj? Did I say it right? I do not. You may notice, Capel, that it's primarily live streams on my account for a good reason. And I do actually know how to edit. If you look at some of my older videos, you'll notice I did more of that. Hello, Soha. Hello, Sharp. How are you doing? We have the Empress in the reverse, the King of Wands in the reverse, and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, this is somebody who's mad and trying to find a way to undermine the way that people look at you, trying to get people to see you as the problem. trying to bait you into an argument or aggravate you, make it seem like you're the one who lost your temper, but you're not. I don't think you're falling for it. Hello Eric. Hello Jessica. Hello Philly, what's up? Oh my. So we have the Devil. Isn't that a beautiful card? I know it's a scary card for a lot of people, but this is talking about fears. So whoever this petty individual is in your life, this is somebody who's trying to get other people to look at you as problematic or argumentative, combative, when the reality is they are that person, or the reality is they overreacted. So they're trying to make you out to be the villain. They're trying to hide some of the facts that happened between the two of you or the details, and instead paint you out to be someone who's been unreasonable. Hey, Celia Gray, how are you doing? Hey, Harvey, what's up? Hello, Shada, how are you doing? I don't need that shark. Hello, Harvey. Hello, Risha, how are you doing? We've got 2 of Wands in the reverse. I'm going to encourage you to reconsider that attempt there. You want to be mature? Or you want me to block you? Hello, Sam. No, please don't sell anything in the live chat. With the 2 of Wands in the reverse and the Devil, we have the Fool in the reverse. This is someone who has attacked a person who cannot be easily attacked. I'm trying to think of a good example. It's really about the fact that you have set this example over a long period of time. People have seen who you really are. So when someone comes through and tries to alter that, it's really difficult to do that when they're only working with their own recollections or their own memories of what you've done, right? This is the Marigold Tarot. Hello, Sacred. Yes, I do. And if you do not, that's just fine. We can agree to disagree, but I do expect you to be respectful in the comments. Hello, Mal. How are you doing? Hello, Shasu. How are you? Hello, Malema. I don't think so, but I have heard that. Hello, Leanne. How are you? Yeah, Sharp, I'm going to ask you to serve as a normal live chat contributor. If you want to have like conversations with others or, you know, just like stop offering that. Very cool. Otherwise, I'm going to have to block you. It's getting a little weird. Yeah. I feel like there are sites for that, you know? 10 of Rings or 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. 6 of Cups in the reverse. I think this person's been upset with you for longer than you realize. I think this is someone who feels like you are to blame for some loss in their life. Maybe they had a crush on someone and that someone ended up falling in love with you. And even though you didn't really encourage, like you're not out here trying to steal somebody's boyfriend or girlfriend, this person might blame you. Maybe this is someone who had the same goals as far as how to approach a career or making money, and they were unsuccessful, but you have been successful. There's something here about kind of like a Dottie Henson and Kit relationship from League of Their Own. The 2 sisters where, you know, Gina Davis's character is like stunningly beautiful and like statuesque, and then also just like an incredible player for the team. So everyone's giving her the attention, and Kit has this like obsession of competing with her sister, right? Hello, Devin. How are you doing? Hello, Harry. Hello, Michael. What's up? Yeah, no. You think I'm a computer? Here's my request. I expect you to give me your location. That's weird, man. Hey, Mal, I'm gonna do personal questions after the general reading, so that would be probably about 30 or 35 minutes in. If you want to hold off those questions until then, I do take those with priority to folks who tip or donate. Harry's asking about sorcery. If you're joking, this is just tarot cards with some oracle cards, and we're doing a general reading. If it's not your thing, don't worry about it. That's okay. There's a lot of other channels on YouTube. But not interested in sending negative energy, right? Death and Four of Wands. So I see how people put you on a pedestal, or I see how people feel like you are, you know, the star athlete, or the best person on the team, the hottest girl at college, whatever it is. This is like, I see how people look at you and I don't like it, or I see that people prefer you or believe you over me and they don't like it. So it's, okay, I gotta find a way to make it so that people don't look at you the same way. I want them to realize that you're actually not a good person. It works a lot better if that's actually true. They're trying to make you look bad with complete knowledge that they're the one who did cause some problems here. They're the Hermit in the reverse. Hermit in the upright would be somebody who is wise and measured, knows how to approach things, healed energy. But Hermit in the reverse, with the Three of Swords in the reverse, this is like, I'm so unhealed or unable to address this in the right way that I'm going to try to alienate someone else. And in doing so, I'm probably going to alienate myself or make myself a little bit of an outcast because of who I decided to attack. Hey, Dips, how are you doing? Hello, Ululade, how are you? Hello, Mark, what's up? Yeah, we're not going to do the spamming the live chat thing. Just to be clear, because I do enjoy doing free questions for folks. If you want me to do a free question for you on live stream, the best approach is to be respectful during the general reading, enjoy some of the awesome people in the live chat, and when the personal questions come around, just, you know, be nice about it. But if you're going to spam the live chat, it's not a good way to get what you want. It's kind of like going up to a person you have a crush on, and instead of having like some riz and some charm, you're like, hey, you, I think you're hot. Like some Steve Carell shit. You know? Hello, Valdis. How are you doing? Hello, Regina. How are you doing? Hello, Wesley. I have all signs readings listed on my channel. There's like a playlist for that if you'd like to look for something based on astrological sign. We have Ace of Swords in the reverse and Judgment. So I'm trying to get somebody else to be seen as a liar because I don't want anybody to know what really happened. I'm trying to figure out what that typo is. Are you saying what is going to happen? Like, I'm trying to figure out what the you are is supposed to be. But thank you for the tip, Dips. I'm going to write down your name. Let's see. And did you respond? What? I still don't understand what you're trying to ask. Are you saying what mistakes are happening? I'm going to write down the what is waiting. And then, Dips, I'm going to make sure that I have a good understanding of that first part because that your mistake comment doesn't help me. Typo mistake. Okay, so you don't need that. What's going on in my life and what's waiting? I got you. Awesome. Thank you for the tip. Hello, Grindhard. How are you doing today? Hello, Nutty. How are you? Hello, Dirch. Hello, Lee or Lean Bean. Hello, Mahmood. How are you doing? It happens. All right, what else do we have? Page of Wands in the reverse. This is someone who's like edited the screenshot of your conversation or, you know, set it up to look like you said something when you didn't, or were somewhere when you weren't. They're straight up lying. So it's not going to be very easy for them to back up their assertions with some sort of evidence or, well, yeah, here's the recording of them saying that. No, they can't do that. It's just their opinion, man. It's not even that. It's not even their opinion. It's what they want people to believe so that they don't look bad. Probably because they feel like everybody likes this other person better than them. Everyone likes, let's see, what did we call you? Well, you're coming through as the Queen of Pentacles. Everybody likes this Queen of Pentacles better than the Hermit in the reverse. You also came through with some strength energy, and they came through with the King of Wands in the reverse. This is somebody who's still angry because even if they decide to walk away from a connection or a friendship with you, they'll know that everybody else thinks it was their fault, and they can't stand that. That drives them crazy. All right, this is the Energy Oracle. We have the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. Yep. And the broken heart. See, when I see the 3 of Swords in the reverse, quite often that means we've got somebody who's working through these problems. Whatever the heartbreak or the betrayal was, there's someone who's saying, you know what, I need to forgive that. I need to let that go. I need to refocus my energy. But because it came through with the Hermit in the reverse, it's more like, okay, so somebody is wanting to like prolong the heartbreak. Somebody is wanting to like wrap themselves up in that anger and let their petty side show. But we also have this protective energy and a sense that there are people who will speak up on your behalf, people who will defend your name when you're not in the room. Because, again, over a long period of time, you have demonstrated to people who you really are or what your character is. Hey, y'all, if you'd like personal questions done, I do that after the general reading with preference to those who tip or donate, okay? There should be a super chat, but you can also, if that's not working, donate memberships, and I'll do a question for you for that as well. So we've got the World. This is about connections. I think we've got someone who has decided to vilify or pick on or be petty to someone who is actually quite popular, very well liked. This Queen of Pentacles is not someone who has a volatile or mercurial personality. They are consistent, they are honest, and they have integrity. So that means that this World card is saying, good luck attacking me. I have all of these people who will defend my name and who know what I'm really all about. So whatever lies you're trying to get them to believe, they're going to be highly skeptical of you because you're trying to tell them that the sky is green, you know? Hello, Blue Cloud. How are you doing? Oh, I'm sorry you have a misconception there. I encourage you to be tolerant and respectful in the live chat, or I will block you, okay? Hello, Brig. How are you doing? Oh, I hope that is going to get better for you, Mark. Maybe journaling would help you. We have the Pathways, number 22, the Fox, number 14, and the Garden, number 20. Yeah, this is someone who had an opportunity to walk away or to let things just kind of simmer or get better. But instead, we have this fox who's looking back at this decision and thinking, no, I think I want to get everybody to dislike my former friend or my ex. They can't leave it alone. It's too tempting for them to be petty. They want to see what kind of damage they can cause for your social community. Yep, they're trying to mess with your connections and hoping that if they look long enough, they can find something like, you know, dirt or skeletons in your closet. But the problem is they come up empty-handed. They don't really find anything that would tarnish your name or make you look like the person who was actually the problem in this connection. We do have a woman without the shirt. This card, I can't show you. I know, because YouTube will get mad. But this is the petty person. So I do feel like this is someone who has cheated or been disrespectful, maybe even like hit on their friend's boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife. I feel like there is jealousy that prompted some not very kind behavior. And when the Queen of Pentacles called them out on this not so great behavior, there is an argument. This King of Wands in the reverse was basically trying to find a way to not accept responsibility for this thing that upset the Queen of Pentacles. Hello, Louise. How are you doing? So we do have this lucky card here, the Clover, number 2, indicating that whoever is this Queen of Pentacles that someone is trying to make look bad, luck is on their side. So there could be some interesting, I don't know, it's kind of like somebody posts on social media, so-and-so is a liar, and then like right after that, there's someone who's posting of their own volition, you know, Queen of Pentacles helped me when my car broke down last night, you know? Sometimes there's just people who try to make someone look bad and they don't realize how silly they look when there's so much other evidence around to the contrary. Yes, I would think that is correct, C. Hello, Morning Star. How's it going? Aw, thank you. So we've got the 4 of Wands in the reverse. And the 5 of Cups in the reverse. Again, they're trying to diminish your status. They're trying to get people to see you as a problem or the reason that things got out of hand. But they're passing the buck here. They're trying to make you look guilty of whatever they've actually done. And I don't think they have a lot of people who would choose to believe them over this Queen of Pentacles, which is probably you. So we have this Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Loss. 7 of Wands in the reverse and the 2 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. This loss that happened, either it's a loss of friendship or a loss of a relationship. I suppose for some of you it could be something financial or something of value. But we have this person who is feeling exposed or vulnerable because they did something that they shouldn't have done. And they feel like the only thing that they can do to address this is, okay, so I need to make that other person look bad. Sorry, Dips, I thought you knew. When I do the personal questions, I start those after the general reading. So that would be generally around 30 or 35 minutes. Yes, I think that's what they're trying to do, Empress. Hello, Guerrero. How are you doing? Oh, I'm so sorry you've missed him. How you doing, Sayre? Yeah, I do best when my schedule is a little bit fluid, especially when I don't know how many personal readings I'm going to get for each day. Yesterday, for example, was one of the busier days I've had. Yeah, it's not always easy, but I do try to aim probably more so for the morning. Hello, Javier. How are you doing? Hello, Abhishek. So we have the Star, the 10 of Wands in the reverse, and the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. You're protected. This person who's trying to make you sound like the problem, or like you were the one who started the fight, or things got out of hand because of a bad choice you made. It's too heavy. It's impossible to get people to believe this. I know that person. They would never do that. It sounds like you got your facts wrong. So this 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, this is like somebody who's trying to pull the wool over your eyes, right? You already know something, but I'm going to try to convince you that you're wrong. We could also call that gaslighting, right? Oh, thank you, Sayer. Let me write that down for you. Love predictions for 2026. Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you for the tip. Hey, Jameson, how are you doing today? So when somebody tries to convince you that your intuition is wrong, what do we know about that person right at the gate? They're probably manipulative. Probably, right? If my friend had a different opinion of a person than I did, I would most often just attribute that to the fact that maybe you spent time with that person that's different from mine. We each have our own opinion. We'll figure this out, right? But I'm not going to tell someone ever to ignore their intuition or, ignore what they know about a person. Are we sometimes surprised by people's behavior? The cliche, oh my gosh, that person was my neighbor. I never would have thought that that person could be violent. That happens a lot, right? So there are people who are able to put on a show. But when someone is literally out here saying, hey, that intuition you got, you can't trust it. You're wrong. Then I get a little bit concerned, right? What are the motivations here? De Monterrey? Qué bueno. He vivido en Morelos, en Cuernavaca, la ciudad de eterna primavera, right? Is that what they call it? Hello, Dallas. How are you doing? Okay, cool. Grindhard, thank you for the tip. Let me write this down for you real quick. Any talk from Micah this morning? And has any friends or family asked about you? I hope y'all are doing well. Does she love our phone combo more now? I got those written down for you. Thank you, Grindhard. Oh, I hope that changes for you, Princess. Hello, Wayne. I don't know if I'm going to tell you that. Because wouldn't that imply that I liked it? I don't know. Hello, Sayer. Sí, yo hablo español. Fue mi especialidad en la universidad y yo vivía en Cuernavaca, Morelos, México por 4 meses, poquito más. Oh, thank you, Sayer. Oh. Okay, Sayer, I like you. I'm going to answer that question for you, or I'm going to ask it at least. But in general, I don't do the sports thing. I don't want to be tied up in any gambling stuff. But I will do this for you. Because I like you. Will South Africa make it to semifinals? At least. for FIFA World Cup. All right, I've added that for you. We'll see how that goes. Sometimes the spirit guides get mad at me when I ask silly questions or questions that are not tied to personal growth, so forgive me. Okay, good. Okay, good. I can totally support that. Hey, Lean Bean, please stop begging. Please stop begging. Why I miss love and affection in my life so much. Oh, I'm sorry that's how it is for you. I think that's just being human, right? But we will ask. I've got that written down for you, Dips. So much. And thank you, Jameson. I hope your weekend's going well. Is that who has... Okay. I'm making an assumption. You tell me if I'm wrong. Who has romantic feelings for me? Thank you for the tip. Awesome. Alexis, but I'm not out in public. I'm in my own little bubble. All right, so let's see. I know we're getting close to that 35-minute mark. I want to make sure we're done with the general before that. So we have the Knight of Cups in the reverse, the Knight of Swords. They just look moody and angry and petty. I think most of the people that are this Queen of Pentacles, not only is it that you have a really solid reputation and people know you well, it's also that they're not very easy to trick either. So you're not in a community of a bunch of gullible people, right? If somebody is approaching these friends or these folks in your social community with an illusion or a lie, I feel like many of the people you deal with are smart enough to figure it out. You know, this ain't middle school. So we have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. It's like I see like furtive glances between people like, you believe what this dude's saying? That's ridiculous, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. But without words. So this is not just some like average social community. I think there's some depth here, right? Oh, thank you so much, Sayer. I really do appreciate that. Let me make sure I write that down. Do, 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 do. So it says, I'm feeling like something is missing from my life and I'm just trying to find some peace with myself. For Lean Bean. All right, I will ask that. Lean Bean, I did see something regarding health and I do try to stay away from, that's the other thing I try to stay away from, health and sports stuff. Feeling... but I will see if there's something that can be advised for you. And thank you for sponsoring that. That is really kind of you, Sayer. All right, let's see. And then we've got Grind Hard. Does the friend in the car that night like me? And rooting for us? I sure hope so. We'll find out. Does she feel more in love with me now? I've got those added for you. More love, though. I gotta make sure I include that. Thank you, Grindhard. Yeah, no worries. So another devil coming through and pretty much same column. I feel like in their efforts to be petty, in their efforts to make you look bad, make you look like you lied, or make it look like you started the argument or that you were somehow unreasonable, this is someone who is really just getting the opposite effect. The more they try to make you look bad, the more they make themselves look bad. A little bit of a Chinese finger trap, right? They can't help themselves. They're not willing to change up their approach. They're not willing to admit maybe they were the one, or just like leave the friendship group alone. I don't know. So now we've got people who are starting to talk about this petty person. Like, I don't believe what this person's saying. Do you? No, because that person's part of my inner circle and I know them well enough to know that they would never do that. Some of you know I had been watching Lonesome Dove and I loved it. I think I'd seen it a long time ago, but maybe just wasn't able to like fully appreciate it. But there's something that the main character Gus is accused of in the Return to Lonesome Dove series. And everybody who knows Gus or knew Gus was like, nah, wouldn't do that. And that's what this is. Like, I know this person well enough to know what's going on. I have these memories with them. So I feel like this today card is somebody realizing their gossip is not working. If anything, their gossip is just making them look even more like the problem than they did before. So it just, if you're gonna try to be petty or impact negatively somebody's reputation, at least do your research first and know who you're dealing with. Because if you're walking in on a bunch of people who are totally like a fan of this person, you're probably not going to be successful in that goal, right? You're not going to be able to convince all those people to change their mind. All right, we're going to start with those personal questions, everybody. Hello, Tammy. How are you doing? Hello, Jack. What's up? Hello, A1. Or is it AI? Maybe I'm thinking of steak. Hello, what's up, Redbeard? Hello, Caleb. How are you doing? Yeah, thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. All right, so we got a little bit of a list here. We've got Dips, then Sayur, then Grindhard, then Jameson, and then Lean Bean. Now, I gotta say we have a couple of parters for a couple folks, and I'm gonna try to group those all together so that your questions are in one spot, okay? So we've got Dips. What is waiting for me? Or well, let's start with the first one. You said, what is going on in my life? What does Dips need to know as far as what's currently going on? What's currently going on? 10 of Pentacles, Tower in the reverse. Hierophant. I feel like there is some disruption here within your family, but it's below the surface. This isn't like explosive arguments or someone getting a divorce. There's something happening that people are trying to keep from everybody else, but it's about morals and integrity. What's coming through as an example is like husband or wife looking at their partner differently, wondering if they could have potentially stolen something or hurt someone or cheated on them, where you're looking at someone and you're kind of like, I didn't think you were capable of doing that. And yet they are. Good morning, Lee. How are you doing? Of course I can. Gotta make sure I recall to do that. Okay. So Dips, there's some family discord that may be kind of hiding under the surface. Someone who may have gone against one of those rules that they like to tell everybody else to follow. So we could have a little bit of hypocritical energy. And then we have somebody looking at this person like, I thought I taught you better than that. I thought you had some morals with regards to that. So we have the Page of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like this is someone who's saying, like, after all I've done, that's what's going to be your choice. That's your action. Not listening to your intuition, not doing right by what other people would think would be the right thing to do. It seems like disappointment. Hello, I am. How are you doing? Hello, Dougie. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Lee. Oh, that's so cool. I hope you had a good time. Hey, Dougie. I'm going to give you another chance because I know you want to be polite. It's Saturday after all. How could you be upset about anything, right? If you don't want to be respectful in the live chat, insulting your own mom nonetheless, then I will time you out. So, Dips, there's something here that I feel like you're going to find out about within the family landscape here. Somebody who is trying to keep a regrettable action under wraps or not be known by everybody, but it's starting to slowly spread through the family because one person is already eyeing whoever did this with some very suspicious and disappointed eyes, like almost to say, I raised you better than that, or you were taught better than that, right? Hey, Zats, how you doing? For Dips, we also have what is waiting for me? What is ahead for Dips? 9 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. This is like a small wish being granted for you. There's something here that in the past was sabotaged by another person that was meant to provide stability for you, whether that was applying for a job or, you know, maybe you were trying to sell a car and somebody undermined that. There's just someone who put a wrench in the whole plan here and it impacted your finances. So I see there being a second chance, or like I said, a small wish granted, something that you want coming to you to address the fact that you should have been successful or you should have been able to make more progress than you did. A good example would be like if a boss has a meeting with you and says, hey, we did a survey on market pay and averages and realized that we aren't paying you according to that, so we're going to give you a raise, and it's actually been backdated to 2 months ago, so you're going to notice a bigger paycheck next time. It's like someone's keeping track and they're realizing this isn't right, and it could be the universe, and they're like, let's just make sure this is a little bit easier. But I do feel like this is fast-moving energy to deal with something that should not have been a failure, but someone ruined it for you. You know? Making it right. Yeah, isn't that great, Zaire? I agree with that. Oh, hello to Switzerland. How are you doing? Is it Batty? Or do I get to pronounce it Body? I don't know. I don't know how you say it. All right, so let's move on to the second part of Dips's questions, which was, why do I miss love and affection in my life so much? Well, I certainly hope you get to find some of that soon, Dips. And if any of you in the live chat have a moment to send that positive energy towards Dips, I appreciate it. Dips, by the way, his username is Storytime. So we've got the Sun, the Fool, and the 8 of Swords. So I feel like there's been some meaning to this kind of lonely era for you. It was meant to help you remove a blindfold, something that is, I don't know, like a perspective or a belief that perhaps someone in your family taught you or you were raised to believe. This is saying you needed to change something with regards to your perspective on connections, relationships, and emotions. And maybe it's about finding out that there are people out there that are a little bit more accessible or free with their love. They're not going to be as critical or demanding, but I feel like it's helping you to rewrite what kind of affection or love you want, because it doesn't have to be the same as what you've known, right? I do hope that helps, Dips, and thank you for your generosity. Let's move on to Sayer. We've got love predictions for 2026. And we're going to go with the gold foil tarot. What are the love predictions for Zaire in 2026, please? We have the Eight of Cups in the reverse, the Chariot, and the Hierophant in the reverse. There's someone who has struggled to stop thinking about you. You are the one that got away for this person, and they have a breakup that takes place in the beginning of 2026 that gets them to ponder or contemplate, should I return to Zaire? Should I see if there's something else there? So we have somebody who wants to pursue you after a different relationship has ended. The issue here is when they come back around, they have not worked on their healing. It's almost as if they went through that breakup like 36 hours ago, and then here they are on your doorstep asking you what you up to. And it's like, you want to take a little bit of time? You want to like focus on you for a little bit? No, they want to dive right into another relationship when they're not ready for it. Why is this person so determined? They really do love you. I don't think this is like, you know, bad intentions in that regard. I just think they're a little bit clueless, or they need to be more aware of the fact that when you jump from one relationship to another and don't have enough time to like reclaim your own energy and heal from the things that may have caused some emotional damage, then you bring that emotional damage into that new relationship. So yeah, maybe this is a really great partner for you, but like you need some time for them to heal before you can be in that healthy relationship. So if they make an offer, I would not accept it. But if you are interested in this person, maybe it's worth saying, there's just a little bit of stuff I need to get done. Maybe you could find a few things you need to work on in that time as well. And then we could reconcile a little bit down the road, you know? Harvey, I'm disappointed in you. And I'm pretty sure your mama would be too. Don't do that. All right, so I hope that those love predictions help you to find a good way to deal with this King of Cups, because they do love you. We also have, will South Africa make it to the semifinals, at least for the FIFA World Cup? Is looking like no. So we have Temperance in the reverse, Eight of Swords in the reverse, and the Wheel of Fortune. There is a misfit probably within the team, right? The actual composition of the team. It's looking to me like there's two players that hate each other. Two players who dated the same chick. Brothers who are angrily competing against each other and don't want to like work together. If they figure this out, that this dynamic is not good and it will impact whether or not they can actually act as a team, then yes, then they will get there. But there is discord within the team that makes it difficult for them to make that checkpoint, if you will. Did she give me... Thank you, Grindhard. I hope you get that very soon if she has not already. Title now. I've added that for you. Thank you, Grindhard. So there is a small chance, but it does require a little bit of an edit of the team. And I'm not even sure if they can do that. But we do also have with the Strength card some determination, which bodes well, but I would say this is probably going to be an issue. Thank you, Sayer. And then we've got Grindhard up next, and then it would be Jameson, and then Lean Bean, and then Lee. All right, so for Grindhard, let me get a different tarot deck. This is the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. Hello, Keith. How are you doing? Hello, John. I hope so. Oh, you as well, Sayur. Thank you. So for Grindhard, do we have any chatter from Micah this morning about Grindhard? Is she talking about him? Yes. A very positive conversation, it looks like. We have Temperance and the King of Wands. Both of these, by the way, could indicate some fire sign energy like Sagittarius. But I feel like this is more so saying this is someone who is feeling more and more like you two have a really good balance or you're a good fit, that you make sense. Any friends or family that has asked about Grindhard? Yes. Wow. So we have the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Cups in the reverse. So 2 8s. I don't know if that's trying to tell you who, or if it's trying to tell you there's 8 people that are asking about you. That's a lot. But it feels to me like there's someone who didn't want to see your better qualities. Maybe this was someone who was just assuming that you had to be a not great person, right? Now they're feeling like maybe you are actually okay. Maybe you are a good person. Does she love their phone conversations more now? I think she loves them, but not necessarily to a greater degree. There's always been a sense of like comfort here, and it's maybe more so that she's just more aware of it or accepting of it instead of that desire to kind of like protect and be nervous about it, right? And what about the friend that was in the car that night? Does that friend like Grindhard? Yes? This person feels like you speak honestly and that you really do have a genuine interest in Micah. So I would say this friend is rooting for you. This is someone who I feel tends to be a good reader of people and is seen as loyal with the Queen of Pentacles. Does Micah feel more love for Grindhard now? I would say it's about the same, but it's more so that there's an appreciation for the fact that you are the type of person who would work on a relationship, that you are emotionally mature. So not necessarily more love, but more comfortable with those emotions that she's feeling and not trying to like boot that away or like protect herself too much, right? And what about, did she give Grindhard the boyfriend title now? Not yet. She's still a little bit nervous. You know, she got those walls. We got the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess. She's almost there. She's close. This is not somebody who jumps right into a relationship like that. Maybe she used to, but she's not like that. But she does feel like you are honest about your feelings. She's just not quick to jump into that. Hello, Lotus. How are you doing? Hello, Mohammed. Hello, Dee. How are you doing? So let's see what we've got for Jameson. Jameson has asked, who has romantic feelings for me? Who has romantic feelings for Jameson? Maybe I'll get a different tarot deck, actually. Who has romantic feelings for Jameson? Two people do. We have a Princess of Pentacles, which would be like a Page of Pentacles, and we also have Temperance. Tell me about Princess of Pentacles. Queen of Wands. Prince of Cups. King of Swords in the reverse. Okay, and tell me about Temperance. Prince of Wands in the reverse, the Fool, and the Chariot. Wow, okay. I feel like there's a common thread here. These are two different people, but there's something very similar about them. Because they both have that fire energy. One came through as Temperance and one also has the Queen of Wands. But we also have the Prince of Wands over here. I feel like you've got one person who's a younger individual who is quite attractive or has this like very alluring personality. This person's charming. But the problem is this person's hiding some tendency to be dishonest. So it could be, you know, white lies. It could be, you know, oh, I don't want you to look at me like I'm not good enough for you. But it's a concern. Now with Temperance, we have possibly somebody who is a little bit quick to move on to the next or look for red flags. So while I do feel like they're going to be rushing towards or like looking for an opportunity to communicate their emotions with you, just as quickly as they show up, they can also just as quickly like run away. So there could be some non-committal energy from this Temperance individual. And we've got the Hermit in the reverse with the King of Cups in the reverse. Basically just saying, remember that if your options are not emotionally mature, then maybe they aren't really options after all. If those romantic interests, the people who are interested in you, are going to be deceptive or quick to run away, then is there something better to do with your time? Possibly. Hello, Francisco. How are you doing? Hello, Susan. What's up? Hello, Mark. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Jameson, thank you. And don't give up. I don't feel like those are the only people who are going to be interested in you going into the new year. But right now you got two people who might need a little bit of healing, right? Let's go on to Lean Bean's question. This is the Noisy Tarot. Lean Bean feels like something is missing in life. What advice do we have for Lean Bean? Five of Swords, Six of Wands in the reverse, Knight of Swords in the reverse, Temperance. Oh, hey, what's up? Okay, we gotta... Is she talking about me now? I got you, Grindhard. And hello, Aqua Beauty. How we doing today? Any guidance? I hope your weekend's going well, Aqua Beauty. On ongoing stuff. Any need to know? All right, I've got that added for you. Thank you. Ooh. Why feeling her energy now? Thank you, Grindhard. Sí, Rouse, yo hablo español. Hello, Luar, how are you doing? Oh, are you saying I should call you Lady Gaga? Hello, Jordan, how are you doing? Desde Oaxaca? El mejor queso en el mundo? Okay, so where are we, folks? We're doing Lean Bean's question. And Lean Bean, I feel like there's something that feels like it's missing for you because someone has been actively trying to see you fail. And I do feel like this is someone who doesn't know necessarily that they are saying things that actually impact you. So this could be, you know, muttering things under their breath or telling people like, I wish they would just get fired. But there is someone here who has been speaking negatively about you, and it has had some impact. But there is peace coming for you with this Temperance card. I feel like something's going to impact this person who has been negatively speaking about you. We have the Nine of Swords and the Seven of Swords in the reverse. Something that this person has been dishonest about is going to come back on them, and it's going to create greater distance between you and them so that they are unable to impact you. So I want you to be really focused, Lean Bean, on positive thoughts, envisioning how things could go if they went the way that you want them to go, instead of thinking about the worst case scenario, because your thoughts have impact on this as well. And then with regards to health, is there any advice that we can give Lean Bean? Wow. I would say imperative to drink more water. And you are capable of changing something here that impacts your body and your health, but it requires you making a decision and sticking with it. Could be the drinking more water, could be exercising more, could be giving up a certain kind of food or alcohol or smoking. But I do feel like you end up making this decision, regrettably perhaps at first, but as you stay committed to that decision, you realize just how much of an impact it does have on you. It could even be making sure that you get enough sleep at night. But there's a very clear message that you have control over something. You don't have to go in and get some surgery. This is saying you have the ability to correct some things or make things better so that you don't get to that point where it's challenging or worse, right? Thank you, Aqua Beauty. Will resolve come soon? I've added that for you. So, Lean Bean, I wish you luck, and make sure you're drinking some more water, okay? Aw, I'm sorry it's not for you, ASD. I'm glad to hear that. Oaxaca is cheese. Oaxaca, the way you spelled it, grind hard, is pretty close to how you would pronounce it if you know the J is like ha, but it's the OAX. It's a really good cheese. Part of the reason I like that cheese is it's squeaky sometimes, like the cheese curd, like raw cheese curds in Wisconsin are. So mostly I just really love cheese. Oh, I'm so glad. I hope that helps, Tamika, and that you have a lovely weekend. And thank you again to Sayur for being charitable and helping Lean Bean with that. Let's see, we are on to Lee next. We're gonna get a different tarot deck for you. Let's see. What do we have for Lee, please? What does Lee need to know? What does Lee need to know? What does Lee need to know? King of Cups, Nine of Cups in the reverse, the World in the reverse, and the Six of Swords. So someone is feeling like they've won when they haven't. Someone who feels like they're going to get what they want at the last moment hears that they don't get what they want. I do feel like this is the X. This X is expecting things to go in their favor, expecting things to get easier because they have been manipulative or controlling things. but this person is not being, like, they're not paying attention to the actual reality in front of them. So it's going to be probably a shock for your ex, a decision that comes in that probably is going in your favor, or at the very least is not what they wanted it to be, right? All right. And then I hope you have a good rest of your weekend, Lee. We've got, for Grind Hard, is she talking about Grind Hard now? Yes, she is. I do feel like this is about how things have progressed and become more comfortable, or like it makes more sense. Why is he feeling her energy now? Because she is talking with somebody about whether or not to be in a relationship with you. She's not wanting to rush anything, but she also doesn't want you to feel like it's not moving quick enough. So she's trying to find how to approach this. She knows she wants a relationship with you, but she doesn't want to get into it too quickly. So you might be picking up on that pensive energy from her. And then for Aqua Beauty, is there any guidance? Let me get a different tarot deck. Is there any guidance on the ongoing stuff for Aqua Beauty, please? Is there any advice or guidance for Aqua Beauty on the ongoing stuff, please? We have Three of Pentacles in the reverse, Page of Cups, and the Tower. There's something major that's about to happen. Someone who feels like they have control is not going to have control anymore. I do feel like there's someone getting fired or quitting or changing allegiances here. 10 of Wands, 4 Wands in the reverse. This is like probably going to be a distraction, or somebody who had a plan. That plan kind of unravels because there's a missing player. Someone who's not going to participate anymore. So I feel like this is letting you know that there are challenges in the folks that are opposing you or in their plans. So we have the Star in the reverse and Judgment. So this is like realizing at the last minute that you have the wrong directions. You know, there's one time where I thought I was going to the right place in a different state to meet my mom and my aunt, and I had entered in the completely wrong name, and I was headed the wrong direction and ended up being like an hour late. I feel like there's someone here who is expecting to win or get what they want, but at the last minute some detail is off, or everything seems to be like in a different language. They don't know what they're doing. So that could be difficult for them, right? And what about any need to know? Is there anything that she needs to know? Justice, Knight of Cups, 9 of Cups. Remain focused on the outcome that you want, because I do feel like there is something that may go better than you expect it to. This Knight of Cups is like positive energy. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna win, or okay, I guess you are leaving. There's a closure to something that you don't anticipate. Will resolve come soon? No. 8 of Wands, 5 of Swords in the reverse. Things are in progress right now, or in process right now. So it's not going to end soon, but there is something that is like limited or restricted right now, which makes your frustrations, I think, go down or get limited, right? Hello, Diamond. How are you doing? Oh, hello, Rachel. How are you doing? I hope your weekend is going well. All right, y'all, this is a long reading. I have got to go and eat some food. But thank you for being awesome. Thank you for likes and subscribes, and I'll see you in the next reading. Doodles.